Hi, welcome back to This Mama Loves. I'm Lauri. I am on a weight loss, healthier me journey, and I am doing that through the WW program. I'm going to do a what I eat in a day today. So this is on the newer program, the personal points plan. So my points will most likely be different than your points, but I'm still going to give the points for me. And, you know, if you all like what you see, you plan on having, an idea from what I'm eating, you just have to adjust your points according to your plan. So then I got that caveat out the way. All right, so I'm making breakfast. Right now I'm toasting some bread and I'm going to make my coffee. So I have my ice here and I made a little bit of coffee in my Keurig. So I'm gonna pour it into the ice and I'm gonna bring you down so you can see how I make my coffee. Okay, so I have my coffee on the scale. So I added my coffee to my ice. It's not a lot of coffee. I'm using the Panera light roast today. And so I'm going to use this Equate protein shake. I prefer, why is my top? I much prefer Quest. I have been having trouble finding Quest and I really don't, I'm at the point where I'm going to give it I don't know, probably like the rest of this month. And if I still can't find the Quest, then I am going to, in stores, I'll order it on Amazon if they still have it. And when I checked, like the end of last month, they did. So I'm going to weigh this out in milliliters. And I usually do about 50-something, 60-something milliliters, which I think comes up to 0 points. Honestly, I don't know now because I have not remeasured it since the personal points plan came into effect, but whatever. So I'm at 63 milliliters. I don't know if you can see it. I am going to zero out my scale and I'm going to add this fat-free half and half, and I'm gonna do roundabout, we'll do 19 milliliters and see where I'm at. Milligrams, why do I keep doing that? And then I'm going to add 16 milliliters of this fat-free creamer. Again, I'll be honest, I have not remeasured these or scanned them since the personal points plan. So I don't know if these might have adjusted points-wise. That's actually 15 milliliters. That's fine. So, like before the personal points plan, you could have up to 16 of this for 0. You could have up to 19 milliliters of this for 0. I forget what the Equate was. But like the Quest or whatever, I think it was like 70-something, up to 70-something for 0. So I'm going to give it a mix. I think that's good enough, so I'm not going to add any more half and half. And then, let me give it a taste first. Oh, it actually doesn't really need any sweetener. I was going to add some of the salted caramel, but I feel like that's sweet enough. All right, so I'm not going to add the sweetener to it, but I think I will add some cinnamon. I love cinnamon in my coffee. So I'm going to add this cinnamon to my coffee. I always unscrew the top. I don't know why. It's a flip cap. Give it a few dashes. Almost knocked my coffee over. That would have been a great start to the morning. And I'm going to give it a good zhuzh. Oh, that That always tastes good with cinnamon. And you know what I'm gonna do? I haven't done it in a long time. I'm gonna add this Ready Whip. Now again, I have not seen how many points this is since personal points, but I'm gonna do what I know to be, or was 0 before, which I could get like 11 grams for 0. And we're at 11 grams. I think it was like 11 or 12 grams for 0 points. So there's my coffee. I'm happy camper. So there's my coffee. Oh, that Panera coffee tastes good with that. Oh my gosh. That is a good coffee. I'm going to say this is the best coffee I've had within recent weeks. I'm going to buy more of that. I used the Panera Light Roast Pod, I think it was. I'll show you. Oh, that's not the door. This is what I use for my coffee. The Panera Reflections. There you go. The Panera Light Roast. So good. So good. Okay. Let me check my toast. That's still toasting. Okay, so I turned up the heat on the other side. So for breakfast, you're gonna see me make my breakfast. I have no idea what I want to do for lunch. I'm like so up in the air. Dinner's already planned out, so that dinners for this week is planned out. So I'm not worried about dinners. Lunches I did not plan this week. I did a little bit. Yesterday I worked a little bit on planning some lunches out, but what I was gonna do today, I don't feel like. So I gotta think of something else. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but we'll work it out. So I'm gonna have my coffee, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm eating for breakfast. Okay, so my toast is pretty much done. So what I do is I warm up my air fryer and I turn it off. And then what I'll do is I'll put my toast in there so that it doesn't get cold. So it doesn't get cold while I'm making my eggs. And I like to wipe out the pan just in case there's some crumbs left behind. And I'm going to spray my pan with some avocado spray oil. And I turn up the heat. And I turn up the heat because I like a nice crispy edge to my fried egg. I broke an egg in here and added some egg white to it just to make it a little bit more. So I'm going to add my egg. I like a nice crust on my egg. So while that's going, I'm going to salt and pepper. And I mainly like to concentrate my salt on the yolk. Add some pepper. Okay, so I'm gonna make my lunch. I feel like this camera is a little slanted, but we're just gonna do what we do. So I'm gonna bring you down and show you what I'm doing. That looks a little better. Okay, so in here I have a mixture. I'm gonna mix rather. So I have some egg whites. not a lot. I have 1 point worth of this QP mayo. And then I have, oh, I also have some Dijon mustard. This is the mild and creamy Dijon mustard. And this I've never added in I'm making salmon cakes. So here's the salmon I'm using, which is 0 points for the pack. I've never added mayo of any kind, but let alone the QP mayo, which that's a Japanese mayo. I add a little bit of this chili garlic sauce. This is 0 points. No matter how much you could eat this whole bottle and it's 0 points, but you know, I put like, I would say maybe 1/4 teaspoon in here. I've never used this in the mayo before, like I said, so we'll see how that goes. These other things is what I typically put in. Oh, and I never used Dijon mustard in my salmon cakes before, but I do use this and the other seasonings that I'm going to show you. So I have some Tony Chachere, and this is the no salt one. Just a few dashes of this onion salt, a few dashes of this Old Bay lemon herb seasoning, some lemon pepper seasoning, some paprika, and a little bit of lemon juice. So that's what's in this bowl. I'm gonna mix this up, and hopefully this will work. I think I'm gonna have to use a bigger bowl for the salmon, because I'm thinking it might not, this might be too small. So let me get a little bigger bowl. So I'm gonna get a bigger bowl, and I'm gonna put my salmon in the bowl. And I'm gonna make some salmon cakes. Got some salmon trying to get left behind. All right. Oh, one thing I did forget. I forgot my panko breadcrumbs, and I'm gonna weigh that out. Oh man, I forgot how much the measurements were. Let me see if I can look it up. All right, so I figured out how many I want to use. So in my original recipe, I have the Kikkoman panko breadcrumbs, and for 3 points I can use 23 grams. This one, apparently you could get more. I could get more bang for my buck. So this one here, I get more bang for my buck. So 26 grams is 2 points. So I'm gonna see what happens just doing 26. How many I get? So that's 8 grams. For right now, I got 26, and I can have up to 36 for 3 points, but I'm gonna do 26 for now. Leave that. Okay? So now here, so I have my breadcrumbs here, which, let me add a little bit of salt to the breadcrumbs. You know, season everything. Alright. Season everything. So I got my salt and my breadcrumbs. So here I'm going to put my mixture in. Let me mix. Oh, I also have some onions and scallions cut up very fine, and a little bit of my homemade green seasoning. That is something else I've never added in my salmon cakes before, so here's hoping. So I'm just gonna mix, and then, oops, did I break my spoon? Try to form my patties, and then we'll see if I might need more egg to bind, because I've done in the past where I've overly, I've put too much egg. So let's do one patty. First, I'm trying to separate them. So I usually make small patties. So I usually get 4 patties, because I make them small. I like to make them small. So I'm gonna form my first patty here. So this is how much I'm gonna put in my hand. All right. So hopefully this will bind good. Okay, I'm gonna form a second patty to a ball. Press it down. Anytime the edges kind of like split apart, I try to just pinch them back. So this is my second patty. So let's, oops, see, yeah, we're falling apart. Let's try. I mean, the breadcrumbs should help keep them formed together too, as it incorporates. I'm just trying to pack. This is why I usually take it straight to the pan, to be honest with you. Okay. So let's go around. I think they're pretty darn delicate. You can see. So I'm just gonna deposit these straight into the pan. All right, so let me turn the oven. So this is what we're looking like now. So this side browned up better. I think the pan just wasn't centered over the flame properly enough. So after the other side on this cooks, I think I'm gonna flip these two back over, raise the heat just a bit, because they should be done cooking by that point, but just to get a little bit more brown on that side. So to turn it, because when I turned it with just the spatula, this one started to break up a bit. So the rest I turned using the fork and spatula to try to give it a little bit more support. So once this is cooked up, then I'm going to cook up this. So the ounce, don't pay that mind, because that's 100% incorrect. At least I think so. I don't know, but I weighed it out by grams. I'm gonna weigh it out by grams. So this is still kind of frozen, but it cooks up pretty quickly in the pan. So what I'm gonna do is cook this up, and this is chicken shawarma. I wish I could remember where I got it from. I don't remember if it was Aldi. It is not the Trader Joe's one, though. I do want to get that. I have bought it before, but I didn't freeze it fast enough, and it went bad. So kind of kicked myself about that. But this is really good, this one that I got. I just wish I could remember where I got it from. Man. So anyways, I'm going to let this finish cooking a little while longer. Flip these two again at a higher temperature just to get a better brown on it. But this is the color I'm pretty much looking for. And then while I warm this up, I'm going to put these in the toaster oven, my air fryer that has been warmed up, just to keep these warm. But I don't want it to continue cooking, so I'm not going to have the air fryer on, even if I have it on warm. So I'll be back when we're ready to plate everything up. Alright, so I added the chicken in, and this shawarma chicken is chicken thighs. I think the Trader Joe's one is also chicken thighs, but this is boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I've added it in. with a little splash of water, which I think I'm going to do a little bit more. And I do that so that it'll steam and it'll continue to defrost. Like I said, it's already fully cooked. Did I say that before? I don't know. It's fully cooked. It was already fully cooked. But I let that go and steam up for a little bit, and then I kind of chop up the chicken in the pan, let it cook the rest of the way uncovered so that that liquid will reduce, and it has its own, like if you just cook it straight, it'll have its own sauce or gravy or whatever you want to call it. But because I separate them and, you know, it might not be necessarily even, I like to add a little bit of water. When it cooks down, it does not taste watered down or anything like that. The flavors are still good. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this cook down, and then we'll come back and have everything plated. All right, so here's the meal. So I have 2 fish cakes. So I put in, actually, I weighed out the remainder of the breadcrumbs, and they came up to about 15 grams. So I used, actually a little more than, they came up to 15 grams that was left on the plate. So I used 15 grams. But in actuality, I don't even think I needed the whole 15, because after I did pat more from the plate onto the salmon cakes, and if I didn't do that, I'm sure it would have been even less than 15 grams. But you can have up to 15 grams for 1 point of this panko. And I checked the macros and they were accurate. So I have 2 salmon cakes for 1 point. If I had 4, it would be 2 points, all 4. Now, if I use the whole 2 points, if I use 2 points worth of this, then I would have 2 for 2 points, and the 4 would be 3 points. Okay? So I could have up to 3 for 2 points if I had used 2 grams. If I had used 2 points worth of this. But as it is, I only used 1 point for all 4. So 2 is 1 point. And then I have the chicken here, which I forgot to weigh. I'll weigh that and I'll let you know. And then I have a salad here with cucumber, mixed greens, salt and pepper on here. And I'm going to add this tzatziki because I think tzatziki goes great with the shawarma. And also what goes great is the Trader Joe's za, what's it called, za sauce. It's a nice little kick, and I like to add it in with this, and I should have actually cooked it in with this because it tastes really good, but I didn't today. I didn't even think about it. So I'm going to add this to the greens, and I believe this is 1 point's worth, but I'll come back and I'll let you know definitely. I believe this is 1 point's worth, but I'm going to add this to my salad. All right, I'm going to mix this up and add it to my salad. Now, sometimes I feel like it combines better if I just mix it with the lettuce and not with the cucumber. But, we'll see. But it should be fine. So here's my lunch. So this is going to be a 6-point lunch. So, I'm sorry, 5 points. It was going to be 6 points because I was going to add croutons, but I'm not. So this is actually a 5-point lunch. So 1 point for the salmon cakes, 2 points for the chicken, so that's 3 points, 1 point for the dressing, so that's 4 points. Yeah, I believe it's 4 points. If I'm wrong, I'll come back later. I'll let you know. But as of right now, this is a 4-point lunch. All right, so I'm craving something sweet. And I'm really starting to run out on grapes. And it's only Tuesday. So I'm going to have this cookie. Yes, it's a small cookie. And that's okay. It's 1 point. This is the Trader Joe's Triple Ginger cookie. They're so good. They taste buttery. And it's 1 point a cookie. I think maybe up until a certain point, does that Weight Watchers math. But you know what? I haven't actually tried it since the new program. Actually, no. I did. So yeah, it's 1 point a cookie. But I think at a certain point it kind of drops down. So like maybe like for 6 cookies it's 5 points or something. I can't remember, but I'm gonna have this and I'm going to enjoy it. All right, so here's dinner. So I'm making a sheet pan. This is already rotisserie chicken I got from Costco. So, but it's cold, so it should cook fine, I think. And then I seasoned the vegetables, the potatoes, broccoli, and string beans with this seasoning. This is so good, especially on vegetables. Some garlic powder, Old Bay lemon herb, paprika, and lemon pepper. So I'm gonna pop this in the oven and then hopefully it'll be good. All right, so here's my dinner. I have a chicken thigh for 6 points. It does have the skin on. I have potatoes for 1 point. Then I have a cup of veggies, which there's quite a bit. I measured it in the measuring cup, since it's different kinds. And if I put it by weight, it doesn't come up as gaining a point. So I don't know what's that about, because I could have sworn that worked like the other days I did it. But anyways, I measured them out in the measuring cups. I have a cup worth of vegetables. I have roasted string beans and broccoli. So, and 1 point's worth of country crock, light country crock. So this is an 8 point dinner. All right, so it's the next day and I'm going to tell you how I ended out my day. So dinner, I showed you dinner, which was, I had earned 1 point back for my veggies for dinner, and dinner came up to 8 points, which I think I said, I can't remember. Now I had earned a total of 4 points because of my veggies yesterday. My salad was 3 points for veggies. So I had a total of 4 points that I earned. Okay. Let me tell you about the salmon cakes. Let's go back. Let me tell you about the salmon cakes. They were so good. I think I'm going to make it like this from now on. I think adding that mayo and Dijon mustard made it a little more creamier, like, you know, consistent, like texture inside. Adding I was going to say the sambal, but it's not sambal. This is their garlic chili. It's the same company that makes the sambal, or sambal Oleg, I think it's called. But I think that one doesn't have garlic. It's just a chili sauce. But this is a garlic chili sauce, and I love this one. I actually prefer this over the sambal Oleg. I added about maybe just over 1/4 of a teaspoon. It added just a little slight kick to it. Like it was like, you kind of was like, was that a little spice? It was kind of like that. But it was so good. I would suggest using about that amount for the amount of tuna I used, simply because unless you're looking to really get that flavor, if you're looking for that the chili garlic sauce, if you are looking to have more of that flavor, then add more. And it'll of course raise up the heat a little bit. But it was such the perfect combo, to the point where I did not even miss that I did not have sweet peppers in there. So I think next time I make it, maybe I'll try all of that with the sweet pepper. But I don't know, it tasted perfect without it. Also, adding the little bit of green seasoning to it, that it just lended like a little, it just added a little something to it. So I thought that was perfect. Now, how I make my green seasoning is I use cilantro, celery, spring onions or scallions or green onions, however you want to call it, onion, thyme. What else do I put in there? Green pepper. If I'm looking to add heat to it, I'll add a habanero pepper. But the batch I have, I made to use for recipes for the family. So I don't add habanero to that whenever I'm making it for the family. If I'm making a little batch for me, I add habanero pepper. If you want like a slight kick, but not habanero pepper kick, you could use like a jalapeno. That would be fine in there. Typically you would use Scotch bonnets, which I don't have that here. And I don't know if I can handle the heat of a Scotch, but I probably could take it out the seeds and the ribs. And then I use a little bit of white vinegar to blend it. I think that's it. Oh, and garlic. Oh my gosh. garlic cloves too. I can't tell you like how much I use because I really just go by feeling. So yeah, but that's pretty much how I make my green seasoning. Those are my main ingredients. Dinner was good. I liked it. And even though I would say having the rotisserie chicken that was already made, I think next time what I would do is I would start the potatoes first for like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Then I would add the veggies and or I would even add the veggies with the potatoes. I would add all that. I would do that first. And then I would add the rotisserie chicken like about 15 minutes in, because I feel like the chicken was borderline dry. It was still good, but it was like borderline because I had to cook it a little longer because the potatoes still needed cooking. And I used, small potatoes, as you saw. So I think that I would do differently. Next time I would not add I would wait about 15 minutes and then add the chicken in, or maybe even 20 minutes and then add the chicken in. But other than that, dinner went over good. Snacks. So during the day, between lunch and dinner, after I had that cookie, I did have about a tablespoon's worth of unpopped popcorn kernels, which is, like I said, it's 0 points for me, but still. So I had one of those, a little baggie that I already had made, and I just used some spray butter and salt, and spray butter is 0 points. However, last night I was feeling kind of hungry. So I made a sandwich. My sandwich was 4 points, 2 points for the bread. I used the Aunt Millie's, their Life, or is it Live, whatever it is, potato bread is 2 points for 2 slices. I had 5 slices of the ham, which is 1 point. You can have up to 6. And a Velveeta slice for 1 point. So that's 4 points. And the mayo, I used the low-fat mayo. That one kind of went up. So before I could get 14 grams for 0 points. Now it's 13 grams for 0 points, which is okay. Wait, is it? Yeah, 13. I'm looking at it now. And then I had some chips with it. I had 2 points of Lay's plain chips with it. Now, as I was sitting out there, I don't know, I was still craving something. So I weighed out some of those kettle popcorn. I had 3 points worth of those, so nowhere near as bad as the day before. And then I had the Cheez-Its, the white cheddar crackers. I had 3 grams of that. Because they were about done, and to me, it's like this box is just taking up space. Like literally, the 19 grams was all that was left of the Cheez-Its, so that was 3 points for that. So last night, in total, I had 12 points in snacks, I guess. So I started my day at 19. I had up to 23 points because of the veggies. So that I finished the day at 27 points. So 4 points over what I had for the day, which isn't bad. I'm okay with it. I'm not stressing that. But again, I did fall into that not sticking to having the popcorn thing. So I popped some already, and I put it in a bag, and I popped 2 tablespoons of popcorn kernels, and I just put that in one bag. Usually I'll divide it between 2 bags, and then if I decide I want 2 bags, then I'll pour both of them in a bowl and mix it with some spray butter and salt. But this time around, I just put 2 in a big Ziploc. And yeah, so hopefully tonight, if I'm feeling snackish, that's the thing I go for. It's ready, but I really wanted that sandwich. And sometimes I'm at a point where it's like, I have the points and everything, but again, it's not a matter of points. It really is the matter of time of day in which I'm having it. So I'm thinking not this week, but maybe this week, I don't know. Maybe incorporating a sandwich for lunch, because sometimes, I don't know, I might be craving a sandwich and I don't eat the sandwich for lunch, and then nighttime creeps around and it's like, oh, but I really want that sandwich, you know? And it's not high point sandwich. I mean, 4 points, that's not bad. And if I had turkey, it would be 3 points, but I'm out of turkey. I need to go to Target to get more. So I much prefer that Good and Gathered. And I get the low sodium one. I don't know if I've had the regular oven roasted turkey. But the low sodium one, I love it. So I don't even try the other one. It's really good. I love that turkey. So yeah, so I ended the day at 27 points. I'm not mad at it. I'm just not happy that majority of it was late at night. That's all. So yeah, but you know, it is what it is. I'm going to try to do better for the rest of the week. Try not to just have that amount of food past 8 o'clock is my goal. So yeah, that's it. It is what it is, but I'm not beating myself up over it. Like, usually I feel like, ugh, and everything, and I don't. So I'm fine. I'm fine. If I don't have a loss this week, I'm okay. I'm hoping to at least not have a gain though. But if I'm like the same, I'm okay. So yeah. Next week is Thanksgiving and my birthday week. But next week, I'm not going out for my birthday. I guess my husband wants to take me to lunch, but he wants to do it when the girls are not in school. So he was going to take all of next week off. And I was like, well, you know, the girls are off all next week too. And he's like, oh no. Well, I'm not taking next week off. So he's taking part of next week off. Wednesday and they get Thanksgiving off. So Wednesday and Friday. And then he's taking off Monday and Tuesday. So Monday or Tuesday, I guess we'll go out to lunch. So that really doesn't fall into next week's points. You know what I mean? So next week, my plan is to stay on track every day. And then on Thanksgiving, if I need to go over on points, like go into weeklies and stuff like that, I can feel comfortable doing it then. I'll say, last Thanksgiving, was I on track? I don't remember about last Thanksgiving. Because last Thanksgiving was quite different. And usually we go to my in-laws. And being that we couldn't go last year, I was trying to make it more special for everyone. So that's when I started doing the whole charcuterie board thing. And so it was kind of a lot of grazing. So I'm pretty sure I went over on points last Thanksgiving. But they loved it so much. Now, apparently, every holiday we celebrate at home, I am to make this charcuterie board. So, whatever. But prior to that, the year before, we went to my in-laws Thanksgiving, and I stayed on plan. So, hopefully, I can pull that off again this year. Now, again, the point system is different, so I don't know what that's going to look like. I'm pretty sure the turkey will still, well, no, because I don't eat turkey breast, so it'll be turkey thigh. But I don't eat a whole thigh. Like, I literally just get some, piece of it. So, we'll see, hopefully. But my plan for next week is to stay on track, and save my weeklies for Thanksgiving Day. That's the plan. All right, so I hope you liked this. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I would also love to hear from you. Any suggestions, any, how do you, if you are having problem late night snacking too, what do you do? Or if you're having any problem, whether it's lunchtime, dinner time, whatever, I'd love to hear what you do. How do you combat those things? But yeah, I hope to see you soon. Bye.